pleasant day to everyone. We are the researchers for Group A. I'm Bautista Hershey Kristen R. Together with
De La Cruz Chloe Birdie,
Martin Tinea P.
Valentino Adrian S.
Valentin C.D. Joseph E.
and we are here to conduct our recorded title defense. And our title is A Case Study about the Effectiveness of New Mode of Learning System among the Grade 11 students of Colegio de Calumpit. And it is already very self-explanatory where our main topic is the effectiveness of online distance learning. As we already know, a major transformation has occurred where some are delighted by it and some are not. This major transformation is the new normal where students have to learn online because of a pandemic outbreak. Since most DepEd education staff and parents didn't want their children to waste the year just idling around at home, they look for a solution to still have a safe education system where students can learn safely from the pandemic. And now, we will answer the question, why, how, who, and where, and when will this research go?
Why do we need to research this? We need to research this to know if the grade 11 students in CCI is comfortable in this new mode of learning, to know what are the problems in online schooling and if they are all getting the information they needed, even though it is online or they are having a hard time learning and it is making them more stressed than in a normal way of schooling.
How do we conduct our research? As a researchers, we first identify and develop our topic. Selecting a topic can be the most challenging part of a research assignment. We do research by gaining true and facts about online classes. We do taking down notes, some details, and combine them so that the research will be meaningful and understandable for everyone, especially for the students and the teachers, because they are the main point of this research about online classes. By this research, we can answer the questions such as what are the struggles on this new normal learning, what are the benefits and the problems they get, and because of this, we can answer the questions through the help of this research.
who, the 11 ABM student, will participate in our research regarding with the case the case about study the case the case study about the effectiveness of new mode of learning.
Where we will conduct our research. The respondents of this study are the grade 11 students of Colegio de Calumpit. We want to seek their opinions and also to seek answers from their experience to this mode of learning. Either they are disagree or agree with this kind of new normal or new normal mode of learning.
And last but not the least, when? So when will we conduct our research? Of course, we'll do it most on our free time or available time that should also agree to the time schedule of the correspondents. We cannot exactly guarantee when exactly what is their time of day. What we can assure you is that we will conduct our surveys and interviews on the time that is beneficial for both parties. And now, here's a short introduction for the meaning of distance learning and face-to-face learning.
Distance learning is an educational process where students receive instruction through online classes, video recordings, video conferencing, or any other video or visual technology medium. This is a great temporary solution and a safe way to the current pandemic situation. Teachers have been preoccupied with how to teach in the new online settings, and now there are conferences, books, journals, and degrees that address how to teach online. Not all students should adjust for these options, but teachers should adjust to teach a new settings of learning or distance learning. We are all affected by this pandemic. That's why many of us had changed their life or the way of their living, and others are unemployed now because we experienced the situation or what we call pandemic. There are many students are really affected for this situation because DepEd announced that this school year is continued by a distance learning to prevent the students from socializing to other people. And also, according to study, this is the great way because we had a temporary solution and had a safest way to study in this kind of situation. But also, distance learning is not for everyone because not all students can adjust easily for this option, and not students should only adjust, but the teacher should adjust too to teach the lesson clear and effectively. And everyone is adjusting to this kind of new normal.
Face-to-face learning. It is the most traditional type of learning instruction. This is where the teacher and the student meet in set place for a time. For either one-on-one learning or most commonly in group class lesson, similar to what happened in school. Face-to-face learning is said to be really effective way to learn knowledge and skills because it often combines different way of learning, including writing, reading, discussion, presentation, project, film clips, demonstration, and practice. And in face-to-face learning, you will able to concentrate harder your learning because there be no less distraction than if you were at home. You can access more information and reach your understanding through teacher and other students.
And so that is the basic introduction for face-to-face learning, which is the most traditional type or most known learning education system, and then the distance learning where this is the new normal today. And now for the next one, which is what is the specific question? Is it effective? Well, according to Russell 2001, administrators, students, and employers have been preoccupied with whether online is as good as offline. And many studies have addressed this topic, largely coming to a draw on which is better. This problem is focused on the current situation of the students who are doing these online classes, about the problems and struggles that they have encountered in this type of learning. But of course, we need a further research to accurately present data that will be able to have a response to an answer to this specific question. So how about we tell you instead of what do we know so far? Before the effectiveness of online learning, how do we effectively learn in the first place?
What we know. In order for meaningful learning to occur, according to Jonassen, Holland, Mara, and Chrisman 2008, the task that students pursue should engage active, constructive, intentional, authentic, and cooperative activities. Rather than testing inert knowledge, education, educators should help students learn to recognize and solve problems, comprehend new phenomena, construct mental models of those phenomena, and, and given a new situation, set goals and regulate their own learning. Effective learning includes listening properly and understanding the things you need to learn. Some ways of effective learning: taking down notes and read it. When you're confused, ask for some assistance for you to truly understand what is being taught. Remove all the things you can be easily distracted. In this situation, new normal mode of learning, self-study is a must. For you to truly understand your academic subjects, but all of us has capabilities in studying. Some are good at studying alone and some are not. For this effective learning to happen, educators must give time to learners for them to easily understand what are the lessons they are teaching. They must have consideration for the students who are not still used to this type of new mode of learning.
And also, according to social constructivists such as Lev Vygotsky, assert students do not learn in isolation, while cognitive psychologists maintain people naturally learn and work collaboratively. Rovai 2007, page 79. Laurie Lard, as cited by Rovai, argues higher education must go beyond access to information or content. It must include engagement with others in the gradual development of their personal understanding. What it means to say is that engagement is developed through students' interaction with peers and instructor. It is said, through engagement, students will be more active and participate in truly learning a subject. When the instructor and students are communicating perfectly and they understand each other's perspective, then they will sync properly and students will grow immediately with their knowledge about something. For the students to have interest in what the teachers are showing or teaching, the teacher must understand on what are the child's or the student's interest, on what they have to learn, making it more fun and interesting, so that the students will listen carefully and pay attention more. People naturally learn and work collaboratively, meaning we learn to be cooperative and we do tasks naturally without needing on learning how to do it. Higher education must go beyond access to information or content and must include engagement with others in gradual development of their personal understanding. Meaning, educating student is like you are starting to make friends with someone. You must know their personalities and interests first so that the person you want to be friend with may find you interesting to talk and communicate with. Teaching is hard, but gaining students' interest is harder if you can cooperate with them really well.
And so, in short words, what we do know so far is that students learn effectively when they work together collaboratively and they do not learn in isolation. And clearly, online time cannot provide many of the informal social interactions students have at school. So studying this helps everyone to be aware and understand if this type of learning actually educates the students to learn something compared to doing face-to-face classes. The general objective of this research is that how students cope up and what is their opinion about their studies in this new kind of learning. This helps everyone to be aware if the effort spent in this is worth it. We compared it to face-to-face learning because that is the most known effective way of learning system. And that will be our basis if this new mode of education is indeed effective to the students in Colaya de Calumpit. The researchers chose to deal with this study to know the effectiveness of some students of 11 ABM to learn in the school's new normal way of teaching where students learn online. And as we said again and again, since one of the hot issues today is the academic freeze, of course everyone would wonder if this really is effective or necessary. We spend a lot of time and effort in this new type of education. It is reasonable that people are concerned about this. Not only time and effort, but people also spend money for tuitions and necessities of the students. Are they getting their money's worth? Since learning is the main point why students attend this online class, and if they did not learn something, then what's the point of it all? And again, that is why we wanted to conduct this research, for the peace of mind of the students, parents, and teachers, to know that everything they are doing is worth the trouble for. And again, we are the researchers of Group A. I'm Bautista Hershey Kirsten R.
De La Cruz Chloe Birdie,
Martin Tinea P.
Tolentino Adrian S.
Valentin C. De Joseph E.
And our title again is a case study about the effectiveness of new mode of learning system among the grade 11 students of Colegio de Calumpit. And this is our recorded title defense.